Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications as I am sharing everyday great contents for you. Okay, in this lesson, in this video, I'm going to continue with reflection, and don't forget switch your branch to development mode. Let's continue, and I'm going to make an example. To do that, let me prepare my working area first. Let's make all of them in command line, and I'm going to continue from here. And to do this example, I'm going to use InAssignableFrom method. Example. Alright, let's leave it like that. To do that, I'm going to create some interface first. iService. Oops, sorry. Let's create a class product and let's say client. Perfect. Let's add a property. Let's say ID. Control C, Control V, Control V. Perfect. Now let's implement our interfaces as well. Perfect. Now I would like to reach my product and client classes only. So I don't want to select iService. I don't want to select the program CS file. So how can we do it? InAssignableFrom will help us to do that. Okay, let's start with select assembly. I'm going to go through this section very quickly because the previous lesson we already finished these sections. Get executing assembly var types assembly get types, and I need to find my, but before that let me show you what we have in our hands now. To do that, obviously we need to add a for each. Let's see the results quickly. We have 4 different types as you can see here. So I would like to choose product and client. So I need to create a logic for this. To do that, let's class only. Let's say types, and I'm going to link you expressions, one of link you expressions which is var. I need a type. Use lambda expression, and this type must be is class. Okay, so let's see the result first, and let's change class only. So we have program, product, client, and something I don't know what it is. So we have a lot of things here, right? So we need to eliminate those things as well. So, and I don't want my type. Sorry, let's put this mark. I don't want my type is an interface. Let's see the result now, what we're going to have. It's not change anything, so we still have same. Okay. Let's add one more action here. As you can see, our products and client implement from iService, right? So how we can tell this action to our statement here? That's why we need to use InAssignableFrom. To do that, let's give a type to our method. Which type? iService. So this iService must be assignable from what? From the type of course, guys. From the type. So what does that mean? It's telling basically our product, our types must be use iService to implementation. It's telling basically this one. Okay. So what we're gonna have now, let's have a look. We only have product and client. Okay. Let's delete the interface and let's see the result. If we have product and client again, just in case I'm keeping the interface, maybe, um, maybe if I add something different, that type maybe come up. Always try to keep safe side, guys. These are a class, it's 100%, and these are not an interface, these are 100%. So I can use this statement to catch those types. Okay. So let's make it a little bit further. I'm going to make a little bit advanced level little bit. What if I would like to create a list in runtime, and what if I would like to add to the what if I would like to add my types to this list and create some data? Let's create our runtime list, then we're going to add some data to them. To do that, we're going to go inside of our for each, because we need to create list for every type of our class, right? To do that, I'm going to use iList, but not the generic one, the normal one, which is comes from my collections. Let's say a list. To creating this list normally, if you remember, we're going to use a new keyword, but in this time, I'm going to use the activator to create a new one. And this time, I'm not going to create directly a type. I'm going to assign type here. So we need to add a type to create an instance, if you remember. But now I am going to create a list. So I need to give a type here. So let's type a type of here. Type of. So I need a list, right? So I need a list. That's why I'm adding a list here. So what is the problem then? So we need this list generic, because I'm going to use this list for both product and client. Let's make generic type. And to make a generic type, we need to add type. Let's give the type comes from our class only array. But we still have an error. What's the problem then? The create instance return an object. So we are trying to define this object to iList. So we need to cast iList our object. Perfect. It's tell us just it can be nullable. Alright. Let's remove this green warning. So after this section, we need to create our product and client classes, right? How we can do that? Let's create a for loop. So I'm going to create about 5 data is going to be okay, I guess. Or let's make it 6. And every time I use my loop, I want to create an instance of my type. So how can I do that? Let's type entity, use activator to create instance of type. So I have a type and I have a list which accepts type, and all I need to do assign my entity to my list with the data as well. So entity.id. Why we couldn't reach my ID? Let me have a look. iService, iService, iService. All right. We have, all right, this is object, right? As you can see, this is object. We need to cast this to the iService to reach our ID property. As you can see, here we go. Let's say I. It comes from our for loop. All right. Now I'm going to add my entity to my list. The last thing what I'm going to do is print them all on my screen. Okay, to do that, console write line, I'm going to JSON serializer and serialize my array, my list to screen to able to see what we have in our hands. Okay, let's run our application now and have a look. Is it going to start or not? Perfect, it's working. But I'm going to add something specific to specify which data comes from where. Console read line, write line, type.name, and let's add a separator between those two informations and be able to see much better the result. As you can see, in runtime, we create a product, we create list, and we have our created instance in our created list in runtime. Perfect, it's working. I assume you understand. It's a little bit hard to understand subject, but if you understand the reflections, you can consider you know the C# as animal. You know everything. Actually, we have delegates, events, and the other advanced level concepts, but the reflection is really important to go with C#. Perfect. I'm going to finish this lesson here, and hopefully the next lesson, actually I can do another example for this section to make you understand. Okay, next lesson I'm going to create another example for you, and I will show you how we can create generic classes and generic statements for your future projects. It will be much really helpful for you. Okay guys, let's commit our changes. Reflection example 1. All right, let's commit all. Let's go to manage branches, switch to domain, right click on dev, merge dev into domain. Perfect. All right guys, if you like the video, I will be really appreciated, as it really motivates me to create new contents. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop comments below the video. Take care of yourself. See you on next lesson. Bye bye.